something a little bit different. As predicted, some reactions from Tesla Q. Let's just leave it at that. And a quick caveat before I get into these reactions. Haven't read any of these yet, although I've seen a few popping up on my feed. Just for the record, I'm not going to caveat every single post here. I'm sure many of these people are genuinely asking questions, although the way they frame them is a little bit idiotic. I'm going to assume and act as if they're all idiots, but many of these people, I mean, hey, there are no dumb questions, and I really mean that. However, if you go out and start making assumptions or assertions that are wrong, I'm going to call you a fucking idiot. Better to say, hey, I don't know, but, or I'm no expert, but. So let's hear from a lot of alleged experts, and some who clearly aren't, sharing their thoughts and opinions about the Tesla bot. And also, don't hassle these people. You got better shit to do, leave them alone. And before we get into it, if you want to instantly unlock over 100 exclusive videos, plus my 10-year Tesla stock price targets and loads of other perks, including optional access to my Tesla valuation model, join our growing community of thousands of supporters on Patreon with the link in the pinned comment. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment-themed merch in the merch store. I'm in that field, assuming robotics. I think the only engineers who would have been convinced that they are doing something great are probably not very good engineers. Pot, kettle, black. There's a lot of irony in this thread. That was hot garbage. My university over a decade ago put together a humanoid robot in the same amount of time that was much better, and those were undergrads. That was shameful. Shout out to Graham for recommending this one. They almost ripped you word for word from your expected responses. I know, I'm assuming this is a real headline. I may have been taken for a ride on some of these, but let's proceed assuming everything is legit here. This from the Daily Mail. Overly optimistic Elon? Musk unveils new $20,000 humanoid robot, ... as AI experts call the Optimus bot a, quote, complete and utter scam. And, quote, next level cringeworthy scam. Experts, not experts. Tesla Q. Self-proclaimed experts at losing all their money. This user calling me delusional over being impressed by Tesla's clown show. Honda made a robot in 2000. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment here. I might end up explaining this again later in more detail. I'm sure there'll be many comments. A lot of people are, as expected, assuming that they have comprehensive understanding of what they're saying. They don't. And then they're making statements or inferences suggesting, oh, look, this has been around for 20 years. These people are completely and utterly failing to understand what Tesla is developing. The focus of the Optimus bot is to be low cost and able to be manufactured at a high volume. And in addition, the thing everyone is missing and just not getting is the AI engine, which will ultimately become AGI. Tesla has taken their networks, their software, full self-driving technology, which is a vision-based system. It sees, it perceives, it recognizes objects, it plans, and then it acts in the real world. They've taken this. There are no other robotics companies who've developed this to anywhere near the level Tesla has in their autonomous network because they don't have the fleet. No one has this kind of scale. No one has this data. No one has this quality of neural network. They're not getting it. And so they see something and it's a bit clunky, moves like a bit of a clown, doesn't look great. They're not understanding the brain and how quickly Tesla has made progress. Now, this will come across as quite harsh. It is harsh. It's also accurate. If you're not as smart as you think you are, you'll make decisions, judgments, statements without having enough information to even be able to make a reasonable comment on a certain subject. See, this is the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. People get to a point, I know enough, I don't need to know anymore, I can start sharing my thoughts and opinions because I'm now an expert. One example of just a tiny brain thinking it is gigantic is some of the comments from people not accounting for how quickly this project has come together. Tesla can't have been working on this for more than, let's say, about 2 years. It was a year ago they unveiled the concept. I think it's probably been less than 2 years they've been working on it in full. We saw a concept a year ago, give or take. A few months later, they have bipedal motion. They described the timeline. It is stunning, the rate of progress. Honda made this in this year. Well, guess what? Did you factor in how long it took Honda to actually get to that point? Did you factor in how quickly Tesla got to the point you just saw that you're laughing at, mocking and ridiculing? No, you didn't. Again, tiny brain syndrome. I don't know how to help these people. I just don't. Some people just get to a point where they think they've got enough information, enough facts, and they've got so many gaps in their knowledge, and they just say absolutely idiotic things. Anyone who actually has an understanding of robotics, even basic, who works in the industry, and I don't mean they work for a company and they sweep the fucking floors in a company that makes robots. I mean somebody that's literally doing the same stuff, and there aren't that many people doing this. If they account for the timeline, they will realize that Tesla has made truly stunning progress. The rate of progress from concept to functional prototype that didn't fall flat on its face, that could actually do some really basic stuff, picking up moving objects and walking. It is fucking mind-blowing. But that doesn't matter. Tesla sucks. Someone else did it better. Tesla Q clowns just seem to be under the impression this is irrelevant. It just stuns me. It doesn't just apply to Tesla. There's so many areas in life where people will make premature judgments thinking they have all the facts. You don't need to know everything, otherwise you'll never make any decisions. But you have to be smart enough to know there's some critical things I don't know that could be relevant here, so I'm not going to talk and share my comment without saying I don't know what I'm talking about, just trying to learn. But I'm not going to start professing things as if they're true, making assertions, because there's huge gaps in my knowledge. As I fill these gaps in, what's possible what makes sense, how things appear could be quite different. Honda did this 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. I made the mistake of Googling this, and Boston Dynamics would have been embarrassed by it in 2009. Checkmark here appears to have made the mistake of thinking quickly, Googling something, seeing a video and not thinking at all about what's going on in that video. What are they seeing? Is a well-rehearsed, choreographed routine with edits cutting out all the mistakes? Or is it a company who in the span of a year have gone from concept to working prototype, showing truly stunning progress and incredible capability? See, another thing people aren't getting about the Tesla bot is their approach. People are thinking this is exactly the same as a robot anyone else has produced. I find it ironic that we're getting these comparisons. It's like people comparing a Tesla vehicle to an ICE vehicle. You've heard this a million times. It is the exact same thing happening. People are mistaking the Tesla humanoid robot for identical technology to something they've seen elsewhere previously from another company. This is where the hubris and or the Dunning-Kruger effect come into play. Got one here from one of the world's best journalists, I think. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm blocked by this guy. Perennial Tesla hater. You're missing nothing but the sadness that comes with knowing that so many people will be impressed by something that's far, far behind the competition. Spot on, dude. Another check mark. Honestly, Boston Dynamics must be in hysterics right now. Quoting The Verge, Tesla CEO Elon Musk reveals working prototype humanoid robot, blah, blah, blah. James here really trying to get a verification tick that he's an idiot. Boston Dynamics robot can run, do backflips and somersaults. Tesla robot can creep down a back passageway without waking anybody. You're starting to see a theme here. All of the idiotic comments are coming from people that are not understanding the context, Tesla's rate of progress, or the difference in the technology they're seeing. And it's not their fault. You need to know a shit ton of stuff about a load of nerdy crap to actually understand. It's not their fault that they don't know, but it is their fault they're going out making assertions like this as if they have all the facts and making morons of themselves. I'm not roasting these people to be mean, but when they say something stupid that's wrong, I'm helping them understand why what they have said is stupid and wrong. The irony is that they do not understand what they've said could possibly be stupid or wrong because there's gaps in their knowledge that they're unaware of. And not only are they unaware of, they're so stupid they don't realize there could be gaps in their knowledge that might matter. They haven't done any homework. They're walking around with their chest puffed out, self-immolating on Twitter. Serious question for those who know. By the way, this is just a question, so in this particular case, Russ, just asking a question, although probably not in good faith. Let's be kind. What did this thing do that hasn't been done for years at humanoid robot research centers around the globe? Now, this is a good question. Not a whole lot if you don't understand what's happening beneath the surface. Nothing new. In fact, it's pretty shit compared to some of the things that have been out there. But again, this goes back to completely disregarding the time. I mean, just look, bro, how long did it take for them to do this? None of these companies that have produced humanoid robots over the last decade or two have produced them in a way that they can be manufactured at high volume for low cost either. And then, of course, again, goes back to the brain. I'm not going to keep repeating myself on all these reasons, but it's the same reasoning behind every one of these dumb comments. And again, in Russ's defense in that context, not a dumb comment, no dumb questions. But I say this because I know the man to actually be a moron. Many of the other things he said consistently in the past about Tesla have confirmed that without a doubt. Tesla bot can barely stand on its own and it's covered in exposed wires. 3 humans had to roll it out. This looks like a high school science project. Oh, by the way, this is becoming a recurring theme, the high school science project, over and over. Elon's pumps are getting very desperate. He's talking about a stock pump. Remember, I'm going to bring up my predictions in just a moment. All right, for those of you who missed it, which is probably none of you, my predicted reactions to Tesla's AI Day 2, posted a couple of them. Let's get down to the Tesla Q reactions. Stock pump. Elon's pumps, as in stock pumps, are getting very desperate. Second paragraph, second sentence. This is embarrassing. Yes, it is, but not for the reasons that you thought, because some dickhead on YouTube was literally able to say what you would say after reacting to this event. Almost like he could tell that no matter what you saw, think about that, no matter what you saw, you would believe it was a stock pump. Isn't that awkward that I can guess what these clowns are going to say before they say it? Like, really, think about that. You'd think they're a sentient being with free will, yet their behavior is so predictable. It's almost like I've discovered a bug in their brain, an error that keeps recurring in the same manner over and over, predictably at certain times in certain ways. That is awkward. Curious, isn't it? That you'd be spending your weekend talking smack, trying to troll Tesla fanboys and fangirls. Nothing better to do? Now, you might argue, well, what are you doing talking about Tesla? Something I care and am passionate about in a positive way. Good use of my time. I really enjoy doing this. Why are the haters so engaged at this point in time? Weird. I thought stocks had to go up to make money. Sharing a year-to-date price chart on Tesla stock. I'm not sure, Professor Bell Curve, whether or not you are aware, but I began purchasing in February 2016. So crazy how easily Elon can fool his cult, lol. They showed nothing but decades old tech. Anybody else embarrassed for Tesla's engineers for having to present 30-year-old robotics as new? I'm embarrassed for you, dude. You notice all the Tesla Q trolls, all of them are anonymous, all of them. Isn't that interesting? I haven't seen a single Tesla Q virgin at all. Apart from those who have jobs in the media and they're trolling and or a shill, but they have to have an actual name as a journalist. using the term loosely. I have not seen a single Tesla short seller that isn't actually running a hedge fund or a journalist that isn't anonymous, hiding behind anonymity like a gigantic fucking pussy. I wonder why that would be. I'm all ears. I mean, literally, they're fucking huge. Can't see on this camera angle, but they are fucking massive. If anyone's got any ideas other than cowardice, I'd love to know why all the Tesla Q trolls are anonymous. Why none of them will reveal their face or their name. None of them are willing to appear on podcasts, debate ideas. It is a little bit odd. No working hands. No human interaction. No obstacle traversing. Extremely fragile. Ataxic. I don't even know what the f that word is. I'm sure it is a word. I just don't know it because I'm dumb. Pre-programmed. It's walking scrap metal. Elon Musk is a con artist. Now, why does that... oh, that's right. Elon's a fraud. How the f did I know? When did I post this? September 29th Australian time too, so I'm in the future for most of you guys. 4:23 p.m. Almost my favourite time. Elon Musk is a con artist. Elon's a fraud. And this embarrassment, now the irony, okay? 2 Tesla Q virgins, both tweeting reactions to this event, both using the first and second point, stock pump and then Elon's a fraud, con man, same thing, followed by them suggesting that the event, the technology was embarrassing, rather than their predictable response being embarrassing. This is stunning. I feel like I've created a simulation with a bunch of idiots, like that are part of a cult, and they're really simple creatures. I can just predict their behavior. What are those things people used to carry? Tamagotchi or something like that? It's like a little Tamagotchi. I know all of its moves, everything it can do, its entire decision tree. I like the part of the design where it takes 3 humans to roll it to the dumpster. My grandmother's corpse walks faster and with more stability. This Tesla AI 2022 is worse in every way than I could have imagined, including him literally plugging in the public should buy his stock Tesla Q. Too easy, guys. I'm not gonna. Was this thing real or was it a joke? Sheesh, it looks like it's about to break. Do we not already have robotics that are way more advanced than whatever this is? Ha ha. Now, in fairness, this is a fair question. Again, if you don't know what the f you're talking about, and I don't mean that with disrespect, I mean, if you don't know what the f you're talking about, it's a valid question. You'd be like, have we seen like this before? And we have seen like this before, but again, you've heard the spiel. I'm not going to repeat it, but you know what it is. Oh, well, we have a tweet that has been shared. No doubt this is a Tesla Q cult member using the Tesla Q block list. That's why I said screenshots, guys and girls. I remember my first middle school group project as well. Optimus is Elon's latest shiny thing that changes everything. And of course, they just started working on it, but production could start next year. Now, go watch this short documentary on an earlier Elon level con artist. Those little Tamagotchi, they're just so predictable. Honda did this 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. I do want to take a moment here, by the way, because this is the story of Tesla's life being misunderstood. The opportunities being misunderstood. As I said, in the defense of everyone that doesn't know what the f they're talking about, it's not their fault. Unless you're a literal fucking nerd. You don't know enough to understand what you saw. Sorry. Engineering nerd, robotics nerd, AI nerd. Unless you have gone really far down the rabbit hole. You just don't know what you've seen. So these are valid questions and comments from many people. But it's important to understand. These are the same kind of reactions we will get from the stock market. Continues to happen with Tesla. They lay out a plan. If you understand what you need to know, your mind is fucking blown. If you don't, you're disappointed, confused, or let down. In my opinion, opportunity. Biggest laugh I've had in a while. That demo was a joke. 4 people on stage for the robot to wave its arm. Embarrassing. Jim Chanos, I believe here. Aren't the robots supposed to be assisting us? Paris has a book about Elon or Tesla or something along those lines that has just been constantly throwing shit at Elon and Tesla, generating interest in the book they have. You've got to be pretty deep in the cult to think his robot is in any way impressive or an improvement on anything that already exists. Well, here's the thing, Paris. The thing that's impressive isn't that it's currently able to do things that other robots can't. We've talked about the things that are impressive that everyone's ignoring, and it's the difference between the people who are impressed and the people who are confused. Boston Dynamics has been working on this stuff for ages, but Tesla spins up some breakthrough in a few months. It's all smoke and mirrors. So far, Tesla AI Day has taught me that the most busy people at Tesla may be the animators. It's scary that this many people can be fooled so easily. But then we've seen this throughout the centuries in many life and death situations. Elon has become a religion for 35-year-old males with beards. I think he's talking about me. Not far off that. 250 shares of Tesla in a Model 3 or Model Y. Bizarre. The comments about Elon becoming a religion, kind of true. I think a lot of people are relating to Elon, admiring Elon, being inspired by Elon, looking up to Elon. I think he's a positive role model for a lot of men in this age demographic. Good observation. Another one from Russ Mitchell here. I'm not dissing the Tesla researchers who are doing important work. Maybe one day they'll make some breakthroughs. Oh, they will. But today, voluntarily or not, they're putting on a P.T. Barnum show. Anyone remember? You know who P.T. Barnum is? What was that again? Moving on. Got a few classics here, all pointing out stuff like Honda did this, Boston Dynamics did this, blah, 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 blah. And again, in fairness, they are valid comments. Doesn't mean these people are idiots. They're pointing out something that's true but irrelevant. In the context of the discussion, they're probably trying to troll and be negative, but I don't want to be fair. Another Tesla Q virgin, I'm on the block list. Guys, Post screenshots. I know you don't know, but now you do. It's so funny. The irony of Tesla Q maintaining a block list of Tesla fans, Tesla bulls to literally use so they don't see anything from those people. Definitely not a cult. We are the cult. The Elon fanboys and fangirls are the cult, not the group of people who collectively identify as Tesla Q and shut out all other opinions and ideas. Unwilling to even hear them. Definitely not a cult. Said this already in my bio. How is Tesla not like Scientology? They are all wearing the same shirt on stage. No individual personality allowed. Imagine if during Apple presentation everybody would wear the same outfit. Now, obviously not a hater here, just some strange comments. However, I do want to explain. Crazy idea, I know. Clearly from somebody who's never been part of a meaningful mission with other people. When a team of really smart and talented people are all working together on a project they believe is really important, they want to be part of this collective. Do you really think anyone on that team wouldn't be proud of what they've already done and want to show on their shirt what they're working on? Does Elon really need the robot vaporware? Couldn't he push the prototype to next year? Maybe I am expecting too much of his cult. But it's kind of getting too obvious. It's a scam. It hurts his credibility. Speaking of credibility, how's yours doing, my friend? I predicted your tweet a couple of days before you posted it. Original thought or predictable response? Tamagotchi. Disneyland had better animatronics in the 60s? Lol. Somebody retweeting me here, I asked, wonder how every robotics company is feeling right now. The response, they feel joy and laughter, just like how every autonomous vehicle company felt when they saw Tesla's FSD. Tesla does not register as a blip in the robotic space with this presentation. I could make a joke about something else not registering as a blip, but not going there. Too easy. I just gotta leave some of those on the table. Turns out, ordinary people have no use for a humanoid robot. Another lesson ignored by Tesla to their own detriment. From one of the more ironic usernames on Twitter. Anybody else embarrassed for Tesla's engineers for having to present 30-year-old robotics as new? Getting deja vu with this tweet. Someone wrote, not bad for 6 months of development. Understatement. Response, you can do a lot when you throw a bunch of money and manpower at an already solved problem. Some comments from somewhere, maybe Reddit in the middle here. I think it is to distract people from the vaporware that is full self-drive, along with the lack of innovation right now at Tesla. Serious? We just saw a 3-hour presentation showing all the innovation. I can't even. I mean, I feel bad for whoever this is. They obviously must have a horrible life. They're suffering from severe delusion. I used to be an Elon fan, but slowly realized he's nothing but another huckster. Huh, imagine that. Now, in fairness, the other predictions about Tesla Q were things that they were going to be saying indirectly through their comments rather than stuff they'll actually admit out loud because they'd be very embarrassed. The reason I point this out is because they see this and they get really mad, and then they're in conflict because they are a virgin, they do hate themselves, they do live in their mum's basement, they are the bottom 1% of society. And rather than figuring out what the issue is, you know what, maybe I need to develop myself, work on myself, process my traumas, get some therapy, do all the things that I need to do, they just start spitting venom and projecting outward. It's quite amusing. Now some comments from, I think his name, Toilet Boy Spiegel, I'm not sure if I got that right, the guy that runs Standstill Capital, guaranteed to make your capital stand still, at best. Narrator, this isn't real, it's a frigging cartoon. Oh my god, what an amazing new invention. Does this mean pianos can now be moved? So when people want them, they won't have to be built from scratch in their living rooms? Wow. By the way, just in case everyone's listening audio only, this was in reference to the demo of Tesla showing the Tesla developed actuators lifting 500 kilograms just to show their capabilities to the robotics nerd. Or 500 kilos, okay. I can put that in context. That's good, that's interesting, that's useful information. How many of these geeks will be fired this weekend for tonight's embarrassment? Just the one in the profile picture, I think. Oh wait, can't get fired from your own capital destruction fund, can you? I now understand why Elon had this stock pump event on a Friday night. Where were we again? Tesla Q Virgin stock pump. Yep, called it. Tamagotchi. We have someone here saying, maybe through a translator, his expansion to use Tesla money for financing a humanoid robot, 2 decades behind everyone else, and Tesla wall battery will be their downfall. Just saying. Is everyone just eating this up? It will never be under $20,000. That could be true. We'd never know. We're factoring in inflation. This could be a fair point though. Could be 25, could be 30. But Elon did say that they're aiming and he believes that they can do it for under 20 grand. He says one thing, and the truth is different. Also, Boston Dynamics has already done all this, and better. Honda's Asimo was far further along. You guys might get a little bit of a show in the background there if you pay close attention. Don't want to dox myself, so I'm not going to peek out all the way, but yeah, you can see it. Alright, let's continue, let's roll. Was this thing real, or was this a joke? Sheesh, it looks like it's about to break. Do we not already have robotics that are way more advanced than whatever this is? Ha ha. That feeling when you can't buy Twitter so you can make a robot that can tell you that you're not a failure. What was that part about? Hate myself and virgin projecting outward? Yeah, nothing. Who's watching AI Day? It's a joke. It's a distraction from the thing we need. Affordable EVs. Robots aren't going to solve the climate crisis. Sounds like someone who has an agenda. Noticing the emojis would indicate somebody who definitely has some strong feelings about some things. It's striking how firmly the presentation entrenched itself in this weird nether region of text speak that seems to be fundamentally talking down to anyone who actually knows what's what, while attempting to sophistically speak over the heads of the people who don't quite. You guys might be familiar with this Twitter account, the Chancery Daily. I've had some interactions regarding the Twitter Elon trial. Smells like some strong bias here. Somebody responding to this. Elon has said multiple times that this event is designed to recruit the best understand what's being said. The rest is noise. This is very true. The response, no though. That's the only purpose the rhetoric serves, to make you think that. The best are obviously being talked down to. If I can understand how basic and some of the technical aspects are not worth it. This Tesla bot is embarrassing compared to Boston Dynamics. Can't believe they just wheeled out Optimus and said they couldn't get him to walk in time for this show. Again, Chancery Daily showing her true colours. Dies from cringe. This one got me. One of the Tesla cubes even retweeted one of my tweets thinking I was hating on Tesla. They don't understand even a simple joke, so this will be good. As long as the Tesla bot can crank off an incel, there's a massive TAM. It's absolutely true. Half the TAM will come from this incel alone, that's right. I do live in my mum's basement, as you guys can see in the background right now. There's a good view out of the basement, and so they're right, I am an incel. I live in my mum's basement. Never even touched a tit. Never even touched a tit in my entire life. Can you believe that? It's true, he got me. A bit of sarcasm here too, why not? I'll read it. If you cannot make a superhuman fuckable robot with perfect cooking skills and no kung fu in 6 months, then it must be a scam. You pretty much summed it up, my dude. This is fucking hilarious. Somebody replying to Lex Friedman's tweet. I'll just quote the end of Lex's tweet in the interest of brevity. What the Tesla team has been able to accomplish in the last few months is just incredible. As someone who loves AI and robotics, I'm inspired beyond words. This is from Lex Friedman, somebody who actually is in this field. Come on, Lex Friedman. Boston Dynamics is years ahead of this. Tesla Optimus AI bot is years, if not decades behind other examples that I've seen. Looked like a high school project. Tesla fanboy incels will still have sex with it though. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna wanna f this thing, let's just be honest. Looks like they bought at the General Dynamics yard sale, off-the-shelf robotics, and Disney animatronics. Worse than what Honda had 20 years ago. We're seeing a lot of these ones, aren't we? Just remember, they undoubtedly saved the very, very, very best prototype they had for this event. This is the culmination, the pinnacle of a few months worth of work. Those fireworks are really distracting, guys. Sorry if I'm like looking to the side. You gotta admit, there is a good view from my mum's basement. Thanks, Mum. Appreciate ya. Love ya. Okay, so that computer can't drive a car, but did you know it can drive a robot we made in 6 days? And on the 7th day, we sold a ton of stock. Oh dear. Wow, so no FSD Dojo data center. Negative progress on full self-driving. Autopilot customers dying every month for 28 months in a row. And a completely, totally, morally bankrupt Elon Musk saying if this doesn't fit the bill, fire me. I can do one better. Jail time. Jail time. Is that another reference? Maybe Elon's a fraud? I'm getting some of those vibes here. Did Elon think this looked real or something? He's legit out here claiming this is real? The bottom isn't even remotely close. Everything is going to tank. That's right, Tesla stock to the, what's the opposite of the moon? The ground? Holy cow. This is absolutely the best thing I've ever seen. It's like watching a train wreck. Are we talking about me reading the thread from these idiots on Tesla Q? Or, yeah, I think we are. I expected literally nothing and was disappointed. It walks like someone who needs to take a shit. It does actually, that's a pretty funny call. I mean, clearly. Let's see what it's walking like in a few years' time. Yes, so all the blue collar workers of the world can go on unemployment or panhandle in the streets, referring to Tesla disrupting jobs through their humanoid Tesla robot. What a great idea for society. $60,000 Teslas for everyone with no jobs. Yeah, let's not even. I'm either being trolled here or someone's really asking for it, literally posting in the thread asking to screen cap some of the dumb shit Tesla Q says, and we got this. Laughable high school project. Good news is human jobs are safe for the next 150 years. You have all been musked. I just can't understand how this is real and Tesla has any credibility at all. If there isn't a bank run on Tesla tomorrow, I'll have lost all faith in humanity. Another Tesla Q dolt. Can't read their tweets. You know innovation is dead in Silicon Valley when Tesla builds a robot that Toyota and Honda already built 17 years ago. The cult is definitely scared tonight. Shambot. Yet another Tesla Q using the block list. Don't want to hear any opinions that might change their mind because their entire identity is based around hating Elon Musk, aka themselves, just projecting outward. If they can't do that, that hate's going to come in. Well, that's not going to be comfortable. Those feelings that they just want to avoid. But can't walk. Shambot. Go away. That piece of shit can't even walk. Oh, we've got a brave Tesla Q here putting their tweet in the thread. So I thought you guys and girls might find this amusing. I certainly have. The predictability of the Tesla Q virgins is just truly stunning. I literally called these responses ahead of time. No matter what they saw, this was going to be the response. Now again, there are no dumb questions. I do want to make that clear. It's good to ask questions. What's not good to do is assert things as if you know them to be true, you're an expert in an industry, to make claims, and to be completely fucking wrong. Because that's where you will get roasted by this motherfucker. Just trying to help you learn. You think you know enough to say things and you don't know enough to say things. Doesn't mean you can't change. The good news is, you can't fix stupid, but you can fix your dumb thinking processes. If you don't think like an idiot, might not be an idiot. And I do just want to once again confirm for the record, I am an incel, the biggest incel of incels. And don't forget, you can support the channel so eventually I can save up enough money to move out of my mum's basement by supporting the channel on Patreon using the card in the corner or the link at the pinned comment. You know, I reckon with a few more Patreon members over the next couple of years, I should be able to save up enough money to eventually move out and maybe even buy myself a Tesla sex bot so I can finally get laid, because I really can't wait to feel my first tit. By the way, sorry to the women watching. I'm talking to the guys in the room. I should have warned you before the locker room talk came out, but yes, I've longed my entire life. I want nothing more than just to feel a tit. But mum says I'm not allowed to date any girls. So, hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. I'm out of here. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Yep, even you, Tesla Q virgins. Just because you hate yourself doesn't mean I don't love you. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel and instantly unlock over 100 exclusive videos, plus my 10-year Tesla stock price targets and loads of other perks, including optional access to my Tesla valuation model, join our growing community of thousands of supporters on Patreon with the link in the pinned comment. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. Please let me know your thoughts on today's video in the comments below and click the card on screen now to watch the next video.